All right, good evening. Thanks once again for watching Blue City Reviews. It's quite late, but I wanted to discuss this excellent new special edition Blu-ray from Vestron Video I picked up at the almighty Walmart the other night. Candyman, Day of the Dead. Look at that special edition artwork. If you can see it there, this is like 12 bucks in change, and I'm not rich, but I picked it up because I had the other two special editions here. Bang, bang. This is my favorite of the three, but I love the first as well. I picked it up just for the collection. I mean, the artwork and the special features are, of course, what drive this market, right? But I picked it up because I wanted to complete the blank space in my collection. I will not be doing that with the remake because I found that painfully dull. I'll talk a little bit more about that, but I'm not going to dwell on it. But this, I had memories of being an entertaining B movie. It's the type of direct-to-video thing that existed in the 90s that you actually would pay for knowing what you were going to get. It didn't premiere on Netflix or anything. You actually had to go to a video store, rent this bullshit, and watch it. But you knew it wasn't going to be completely horrible, despite what some people may say. A lot of this direct-to-DVD stuff in the 90s, all throughout the 90s, but especially in the mid to late 90s, is actually okay, especially compared to some of the theatrical horror we're getting now. Wow, yeah, this is... I'm going to get to my revisit of this, but this is better than a lot of that. And there was some bleed over there, too. There were some theatrical releases that probably should have been direct-to-video, right? Like Warlock 2 or, well, I would say Halloween 6, but I don't want to piss anybody off. But Hellraiser 4 definitely shouldn't have been on the big screen, and vice versa. I'm sure there are some movies during that era that went direct to DVD that should have got theatrical releases. In fact, I know there are. This is probably better off this went direct to DVD, or VHS rather, I guess. What year is this? Let's see, 1999. So probably would have been both, right? But this is an entertaining film, and surprisingly, rewatching it again and with the features, with the audio commentaries, which I've been through all of them. I've probably seen it about 3 or 4 times over the past few days. I've got to say, it's much better than the remake. Like, when I came out of the remake, I thought, well, that's objectively better than Part 3. It's got more money behind it, better camera work, better lighting, better actors, obviously, you know, trained actors, right? But the third one isn't far off. That was my thought. Now, I can say without a doubt, having watched this again, this is much more entertaining than the remake. And actually, my fiance agrees with me, having watched it. She actually watched this with the music-only track. I mean, that's how much she actually enjoyed this, despite not liking the lead actress, who I personally think is okay, fine. She went the extra step and watched this with just the music before work one day. And I thought, wow, that's amazing. And especially considering some fans obviously don't like the score in this. And I understand why. It's not Philippe Glass, right? Am I pronouncing that right? Should have looked that up. I hate to sound uneducated here, but I'm winging it. Glass there. He did the score for the first two, and it's, you know, an altar for some fans, right? They put on that score and pray to their gods or whatever they do. But the score in this is fine. It's fine. If you're going to go out and make your own movie and hire a composer, you'd be lucky to get something like this, unless you've got millions and millions. You know, he did a good job. And in fact, in his commentary, he says, look, anybody who can do a better job, I challenge them to present it to me. But I digress. Getting to the film itself, it revolves around the daughter of Kelly Rowan's character from the second one. Again, our favorite. She has ownership of all of Candyman's original paintings, and it's awesome to see his artwork in this, albeit they're just photos digitally manipulated to look like art, as I learned in the features here. Again, awesome collection here of features, but it still is awesome to see his paintings because we knew he was an artist, right? And her scumbag partner and sort of dealer and owner of the gallery, I'm assuming, I have to watch it a couple more times, which I wouldn't mind doing, actually, to get all the details. But he sells her out by making it all about the Candyman. It's not about the art, right? He has a guy show up, an actor, who pretends to be Candyman and jumps out from the shadows and scares the audience as they're presenting these paintings, and he turns it into a kind of a circus, and she's not happy about that, and in order to retaliate, she stands in front of a mirror and says the Candyman's name 5 times. Now, this is not a spoiler for anybody who knows how these films work. Tony Todd shows up and begins killing motherfuckers left and right. And as I said, this is obviously a direct-to-video product. You know, it's not going to change anybody's life. But I will say, watching this again, I was amazed at how many scenes, straight up, how many scenes in this are in the remake. Like, it's almost like the remake ripped like a third of this film off. The whole police corruption angle, that's right here, and done better. I'm sorry, it's done better. I mean, you know, it's in a different part of the world, you know, a different part of LA, a different ethnicity, but it's still, you know, corrupt white cops picking on minorities, and it's fucking done way better because I understand where these cops are coming from. They're actually characters. They're just not enigmas with an agenda, right? The whole scene at the end of the remake with the lead actress in the back of the cop car, that's right here. It's right here, and it's done better. I'm so sorry. If anybody hasn't, you know, anybody's watching this, they think I'm nuts, go back and watch this. It's done better, and there's more gore, and it's actually got Tony Todd in it. It's not all just background noise where you're, oh, is that Candyman maybe killing a cop? No. He's killing a cop. He's slaughtering some motherfuckers here. And there are other bits in here too, including the whole art gallery thing, which, okay, the paintings in the remake are better, and I don't mean to turn this review into something where I'm like comparing the two movies, but really, I watched this and I was like, holy fuck, a bunch of this is in the remake, like even specific camera angles. And this is more entertaining. It's not better. There's not all the money pumped into it, and the performances aren't, you know, grade A. I really enjoy the actor who played the artist in the new film, the remake. He's the new incarnation of Morpheus in the fourth Matrix, and he's great in the Matrix, but I think every performance in the remake kind of fizzled, whereas here, at least you got somebody like Nick Corey from Nightmare on Elm Street fucking killing it. He's killing it in this. So, Candyman, Day of the Dead. This is not a classic, but man, if you got $13-14, I suppose with tax came out to about 14, and you're curious about picking this up, you're in Walmart or whatever, picking up diapers for the kids or dog food, I would snag this, man, and give it a rewatch and just see how this holds up. It's not going to hold up against the first two, and for people who are just batshit crazy about the first, of course nothing will compare. I love Virginia Madsen, but I actually like the second film more. It just cooks a little better for me, you know. It's just more my cup of tea, but this is, I don't regret buying this, and I'm going to watch it a bunch more times. So there you go, Candyman, Day of the Dead, also known as Candyman 3. Thumbs up. I mean, marginally, but thumbs tipping up for sure. Better than a lot of modern theatrically released horror. Cheers.